That's all she wrote for The Young and the Restless, Cole Howard. The ranch hand turned writer played by J. Eddie Peck since 1993 drew his last breath in the July 3 episode. Recently diagnosed with Legionnaire's disease, the character seemed to have his whole life before him. It was a good one, too. He'd just reunited with former wife Victoria Newman, and they'd been dealt the miraculous shock that the daughter they'd believed dead since birth was, in fact, alive and well and as sweet as pie. But alas, a happy ending wasn't in store for Mr. Nice Guy, whose parents were psycho Rick Darrows and Eve Howard, also a, psycho. Days of Our Lives and Dallas alum Peck had held the role from 1993-99. Then, after a long absence, during which he became one of All My Children's many Jake Martins, he returned to Genoa City in 2023, at which point Cole and Victoria discovered that their late daughter Eve was really the then malevolent Claire Grace. For a while there, Peck was one of Soapdom's hottest heartthrobs. But when he came back to the show following his long absence, Cole was reduced to pretty much a singular quality, goodness. Which is admirable, for sure, but it didn't necessarily track with the character who once started making out with his wife's former stepmother Ashley Abbott while the cat was away. Just a quick shout out as Cole takes his last breath on the show today, Peck said on social media. And with that, this chapter of my journey on The Young and the Restless comes to a close. I want to thank all of you, my fans, friends and soap family, for welcoming me back with such incredible warmth and support. Your messages, posts and enthusiasm made this return deeply meaningful for me. It began as a whisper, a ripple of speculation that quickly surged into tidal waves of anticipation. Cole Howard, a beloved and complex character from The Young and the Restless, rich past, made a surprise return to Genoa City this year, played with soul and sophistication by the inimitable J. Eddie Peck. Now, as Cole's dramatic arc comes to a bittersweet end, the actor opens up about the journey, the legacy, and the final farewell that has left longtime fans misty-eyed and speechless. The unexpected call back to the spotlight. For J. Eddie Peck, the invitation to reprise Cole Howard wasn't just a gig, it was a resurrection. When the call came, I was floored, Peck shared in an emotional behind-the-scenes interview. Cole always meant something to me. He was never just a character. He was layered, wounded, noble in his own way. To step into his shoes again, especially after all this time, it felt like picking up a diary from a different life. When Peck left Y&R in the late 90s, fans had always hoped the door hadn't fully closed. His return in late 2023 was shrouded in secrecy, and for good reason. His reappearance would not only change the trajectory of Victoria Newman's world, but reveal shocking truths about Claire Grace, the woman everyone believed to be a threat. A story years in the making. When Cole was reintroduced, he was drawn back to Genoa City under tragic pretenses. A letter, a clue, a name he thought he'd never hear again, his own daughter's. What made this storyline so powerful was the emotional stake, Peck explained. To come back and discover you may have a daughter, Claire, who's lived a life without your protection. That level of heartbreak is hard to convey, but it's what made the arc so resonant. As the truth unfolded, that Claire was indeed the child of Cole and Victoria, stolen from them in infancy by the twisted mind of Jordan, viewers were glued to their screens. The tale of redemption and reunion carried a weight far beyond melodrama. For fans, it was poetic. For Peck, it was personal. I had scenes with Amelia Heinel, Victoria, that just gutted me, he said. There's so much history there, both between the characters and as actors. We were able to play every beat, from resentment to forgiveness, from confusion to peace. A death that shook Genoa City. But in true soap fashion, happiness is often fleeting. Just as Cole was beginning to bond with Claire, attempting to make up for lost time and build a future from the wreckage of the past, he began to fall mysteriously ill. Headaches, disorientation, collapsing during emotional moments, it was all there. And in true Y&R fashion, the end came suddenly, and brutally. Cole died in Victoria's arms during a touching and tragic scene that aired July 2, in an episode now being hailed as one of the most heartbreaking the show has delivered in years. I had a feeling it was coming, Peck admitted. From the way the scripts were building, I knew we were heading for something final. But I didn't realize how much it would affect me until we shot that last scene. Fans flooded social media with tributes after the episode aired. The hashtag Rip Cole trended within hours. Viewers mourned not just the death of a character, but the loss of a symbol, of love, of resilience, and of family reclaimed too late. A legacy beyond the screen. J. Eddie Peck's return has sparked a revival of interest in Y&R's earlier years, with many newer fans diving into archives to explore the deep bond between Cole and Victoria in their younger years. Soap historians and longtime viewers alike have praised the writers for giving Peck's return narrative heft, emotional gravity, and authenticity. Bringing back legacy characters isn't always easy, Peck noted. But the team did it with such care. It never felt like a cameo. It was a fully realized story, one with a beginning, middle, and heartbreaking end. Peck is quick to give credit to the writing team and his co-stars, particularly Heinel and Haley Aaron, whose portrayal of Claire added nuance and tragedy to the father-daughter dynamic. Haley blew me away, Peck said, visibly moved. From day one, she understood the magnitude of the story we were telling. And the chemistry was immediate. We had this natural connection that made our scenes feel alive with unspoken history, even if we were just building that history on screen. Farewell, but not forgotten. Now that Cole has been laid to rest, the question lingers, will he remain gone? After all, this is a soap, where death can be flexible. But Peck doesn't expect a resurrection. I think it's important that Cole's story ends here, he shared with quiet finality. There's beauty in the goodbye. Sometimes, letting go is what makes a story matter. Of course, that hasn't stopped fans from campaigning for dream sequences, flashbacks, or even a potential twin twist. Peck laughs at the idea, humbled and amused by the devotion of Y&R's audience. It's surreal, he said. To be remembered this strongly after all these years, it means the world. The message behind the melodrama. Peck hopes viewers take more than just heartbreak from Cole's swan song. There's a message here about time, he said. About the moments we lose and the ones we fight to reclaim. Cole didn't get a lifetime with Claire, but he got closure. He found her. He told her she mattered. And that's enough. His voice cracked slightly as he added, if I've done my job, then that moment lives in people's hearts. That's the real legacy. Behind the scenes, tears, hugs, and one last look. As the crew wrapped Peck's final scenes, there wasn't a dry eye on set. Amelia Heinel reportedly embraced her longtime co-star for nearly a full minute after the final take. According to insiders, Peck's final day was quiet, dignified, and filled with gratitude. He gave a speech that left everyone choked up, one crew member shared. He thanked makeup, props, the pa, everyone. He's that kind of guy. Soap veteran Eric Braden, Victor Newman posted on Instagram, a class act through and through. Eddie Peck brought dignity and soul to Cole Howard. You will be missed on our stage and in our story. Even Joshua Morrow, Nick Newman, chimed in, writing, a legend returns and exits in style. Hats off, Eddie, you gave us something real. Where does Genoa go from here? Cole's death leaves ripples across Genoa City. Victoria, who has endured loss after loss, now faces the agony of losing the man who was her first true love, and the father of her child. Her grief is expected to be a central plotline in the weeks to come, and early spoilers suggest she may take a leave from Newman Enterprises as she struggles to regroup. Meanwhile, Claire is left to grieve not just the time she lost, but the father she only just found. How she processes this trauma, and whether it brings her closer to or further from the Newman family, remains to be seen. One thing is certain, Cole Howard's story may have ended, but his presence will linger in every tear Victoria sheds, in every decision Claire makes, and in every flashback that replays those final, heartfelt moments. In his own words, a final goodbye. When asked what he would say to fans as he closes this chapter, Peck paused, then offered a soft, sincere farewell. Thank you for letting Cole into your homes and your hearts again. For remembering him, for embracing him, and for giving me the gift of one last ride through Genoa City. I'll carry this with me forever. And with that, the book closes. Rest in peace, Cole Howard. Your story was deeply meaningful, beautifully told, and, in the end, unforgettable. Do you like this personality? Thanks for watching this video and please subscribe our Update World 24 YouTube channel for more update news.